My name is LaDarrion Williams. I am a playwright here at the Eugene Theater Center. I started writing plays when I was 17 years old in high school, and I've been writing plays ever since, so it's been about 13 years. And I'm also not only a playwright, but I'm a filmmaker and a young adult fantasy novelist. And so, yeah, I intermingle everything into one. But playwriting is always my first love. It's home, and theater is always home. My play, Hurt People, which is here at the National Playwrights Conference, is about these two best friends, who grew up together, reunite after 10 years for a birthday weekend, and you kind of get to know their childhood, the things that they had fun, the graduation, and also some secrets spill out regarding them two because they had a sexual experience. And so you have those two guy best friends, but you also have a group of podcasters who kind of talk about black masculinity, sexuality, the chasm between black women and black men, but also all of that acts as a Greek chorus for the play, and it plays out in real life. Hurt People was one of those plays that I was afraid to write for 15 years. It is, I would like to say it's semi-autobiographical, but also there's some things that I had to let go in my personal life. But with Hurt People, it's also a conversation that has been had over social media like Twitter, TikTok, and I just wanted to kind of get to the root of a lot of the conversations regarding black men's sexuality, masculinity, and all of that. And it also started by asking friends, well, what is black masculinity? And so I wanted to kind of explore that question throughout the play. What do I want audiences to take away after the play? I guess it's what is grace? The question of what is grace in between a man and a woman, or maybe a man, a woman and a woman, and a man and a man. What is grace in a relationship? Also, are we allowed to explore different things when it's not set in a norm? And what does a societal box really look like? And so I think those are more questions I want audiences to take away. And I'm also very inspired just being here at the NPC, just knowing that August Wilson used to walk these, this grounds, and he used to write 7 or 8 of his plays here. And so just to walk in the same, in the same space as him, it's why I applied to the National Playwrights Conference here at the Eugene O'Neill. And so I'm definitely inspired by him. My experience here at the O'Neill, it's been great. It's everything that you think of. I felt very supported as a playwright. Really shout out to the literary team, a part of my play, because I was rewriting chunks and chunks of my play, and they had the scripts printed and ready to go as soon as we started rehearsals. The staff is very supportive. The other playwrights, we grew very, very close in our dorms. It's really a theater camp, and it is treated so. And also the beach is literally right down there, so you get to walk to the beach every day. And it's just, I've been very inspired being here. I've been wanting to be a part of the Eugene O'Neill since I found out about it when I was 20. So I've been applying for years, and I finally got in, and so I'm just really grateful to be here. The workshop element of the Eugene O'Neill is, I think it differs. I'm just talking with my other playwriting cohorts. It's just very different. You have the design element and the dream design, and I thought that was really cool and very new for me. So I got to learn a lot in that moment. Also having a whole team of sound designers and lighting designers and dramaturgs. Shout out to my dramaturg for really being very supportive, Zaina, for being very important in the process, and also being supported by the entire tech team, creating music and sounds and lighting. It was just so beautiful to add that, because it helped bring my play to life a lot more. Because you really don't get that with a lot of play development programs. It's just a music stand, the scripts, and actors. I think specific moments that I was surprised by, or when I had a breakthrough through the script, it's really talking with the actors, really creating that safe space. Hurt People, it's a play that's it's having tough conversations, but in that conversation we created a kind of a safety net for each other with me and my actors and my amazing director Eric Ruffin. And so the breakthrough came through, it came from just trusting one another in the process. and leaning on each other, and just feeling safe. That's like the big breakthrough or discovery that we had in the room, is just feeling safe to create theater and to take space, especially as Black artists, in this time, just to take space in the theater. So yeah, that's one of the many discoveries I had with the play. What makes the O'Neill unique? Like the sad reality is of theater, the American theater, like the culture. We really don't get a lot of play development where we're really supported. We are how like playwrights and actors are housed in like really cool cottages, right? So we get to connect not only in the rehearsal hall but outside of the rehearsal hall. We get to eat breakfast and lunch and dinner together. We get to talk, and we get to meet different people from different walks of life. We get to see, for me as a playwright, I'm really inspired by like the NTI students, right? Like getting to see them perform every Monday. It just reminds me of high school and college theater, where we get to just be innocent and free, and just and work on and write whatever we want to write and perform whatever we want to perform. And so that's really unique, because you're not only just focused on your play, but you get to see other people's plays, and you get to be introduced to different perspectives. I think that's important, especially in American theater, because the O'Neill, I think it's one of the last